Hello everyone. Today we're going to do some grid work with Herbie. I do grid work fairly frequently with my horses because I think it's a really valuable part of their general exercise programme. In my opinion, horses should be considered like athletes. So if you imagine a human equivalent, somebody who is at a reasonable level in their sport, they'll do a whole variety of exercises to keep themselves in tip-top condition. They'd probably do some cardiovascular work, they'd do some stretching or yoga, they would do Pilates or core work, speed, agility, quickness for those explosive kind of sports, and also sport-specific training. Now, if we have a dressage horse, we think we've got to do dressage. If we have a jumping horse, we think we've got to do jumping. But that's only part of their whole exercise programme. So I think the grid work comes in as kind of speed, agility, quickness, and a little bit of the sport specific. There's also a big benefit from a proprioceptive point of view. So they have an awareness of where their feet are, their arms and legs are in space and their body. So it helps to train those fantastic reactions, which ultimately will improve their ability, but also have an influence on how they can protect their own bodies. So the reactions are quicker to enable them to balance better, react to different surfaces, to different situations. So I think the grid work is really important. It has purposes with young horses if you're training them to be able to use their body over a bigger fence. Jumping isn't that natural, not the way we do it with the horses. So if we can use a grid to educate them to improve their technique, we can play with distances, play with the fences that we use. That can be really useful. If you're stepping a horse up and you want to jump a bigger fence, but you want it in a really nice controlled way, so you know you're going to hit the right stride to get to that bigger fence, then a grid can be helpful there. And also really useful for coaching. So if I have riders that want to work on their position, if there's an issue with their balance or their position over the fence, then a grid is fantastic. Sets everything up so they know they're going to be on the right stride, the horse is sorted, so they can really concentrate on what they're doing over the top of the fence. So loads of uses for a grid. Today we are doing a grid with Herbie that is really to get him up in the air a little bit. It's a bit for his confidence and my confidence. We've been out jumping around 110s, 115s. I'm mad keen to step up to 120. I know he's got all the jump. There's been a couple of little rideability issues. I've been working through those, and I thought it was about time that we both got ourselves up in the air a little bit. Number one, just to give him and his body the skills again, just that awareness and the ability and the muscle memory of getting up in the air. Me, to see if I can hold my balance over a bigger fence. Generally, to give us a bit of a tweak really, just to help prepare us to go and hopefully step back up to some 120s. I haven't actually done one on him yet, so I'm quite excited about getting there, but I have been sort of faffing around trying to get the rideability bit sorted first. Got a different bridle on him today, so I've ridden him a few times in this and it seems to be working, so keeping everything crossed. And so this was really for just a bit of confidence and also a bit of fun. I know he likes it, so it was something that we could both enjoy. I also had some help, so it's always a massive advantage if you've got some people to do the poles. I was lucky enough to have a couple of lovely friends here to help today, so they very kindly did the fences and we got out all our bits of ways of covering media. Had my GoPro on, had another little GoPro on the fence, and had Chloe and Daz doing a bit of video. So hopefully it gives it you from a few different perspectives, and I hope it's going to be useful for you. Hopefully you've seen on the video how we've gradually increased the grid. We started off with just a placing pole to the cross pole, that's just less than 3 metres. Then we have got a bounce that's 3 metres. Then a one stride, but it's a short stride because we're just trotting into the bounce, so that's about 6 metres. And then the stride to the oxer is 7 metres. We had a little bit of a play with that. When we got up to the biggest jump, he rubbed it a couple of times in front. Now, I didn't see what he was doing. I didn't look at the video, and I thought he was rubbing it in front on the way up, but he was actually getting the top rail in front. So I might have changed what I did. We actually just gave him a little bit more space in there, just opened that out just another 6 inches or so, and that's when he jumped it beautifully and didn't touch it at all. So I actually, we had 2 goes and he rubbed it twice, so I wanted to make it really fair for him. This wasn't a day for making him try really hard, it was a day just to give us both confidence. There would be occasions where you keep that quite tight because you want them to really start to get their shoulders up. The show jumping, when you get bigger, they've got to be really quick on the floor, come up through the withers and really tidy in front, get that lovely sort of rock back onto their hind leg and snap those arms out the way. But this today was a day for just confidence and just really enjoying it, having fun. I did the slow motions at the end, a bit for me, mainly for me, to be honest, just to see what my position's like. Things I'm looking at is what my lower leg's like, does it stay still? My body position. Now I'm quite short, so you'll see on the up, I have to really fling myself forward. I have to pretty much stand up in my stirrups on the up. Then I'm not happy with how I close my angles too much. I'd love to stay a little bit stronger in my upper body so that my body stays over my leg a little bit more rather than close my angles down so my bum slips back. So really that's something I need to work on, is keeping my upper body up a little taller. I'm happy that when I land, I don't land on the saddle, so I keep my bottom out the saddle. That means that if you look at how he lands, he can follow through with that jump and stay nice and loose behind. I'm not impinging him or affecting his jump by shifting my weight too far backwards, so I'm happy with that. And I'm happy that I let him move away with my bum out the saddle. I don't correct early enough, and that's quite often I land a little bit unbalanced. It takes me a few strides to get them back together, so that's another thing I need to work on. But overall, had a lovely time. I'm happy me and happy Herbie, and it was a great day. So if you have any questions at all, please just pop it down below, or any other videos you'd like me to do, then let me know. Be happy to help. Okay, well, till next time, bye.